Okay, I am back. I am back. So, part two. I do this because when I put up two, when I'm looking at the videos that I have in my gallery, I know which ones to put up first. So, this is very easy. I do it at the beginning, so we're all good. All right. I wanted to talk about what happens when God is not a part of our relationships. I think I talked a little bit about it in the first video, but the thing is, we may experience more challenges. You know, when you're new, like when I talked about earlier, when you're a new couple and you really need help. And I think I talked about it earlier. I actually did more than one video and it got messed up. But I'll say this, when you're a new couple and you need help with someone really being that mediator and being neutral, that is something that God can do for you. And this is huge in relationships, that God takes the time to talk to you and listen to you. So I'm going to tell you about my experience. And this is true. I may be paraphrasing a little bit in some things because it was a while ago, but it's true. My significant I at the time, now my husband, we were in therapy some years ago. We were having so many issues with um, a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was communication. We was just that we weren't understanding each other. We could be saying the same thing, but because we were refusing to let our guards down, to let those defenses down, we still weren't understanding each other. Honestly, I'm going to say it was mostly me. It was mostly me. I'm going to be honest about that. And I own that. So it was our last session, and this is how I know it was our last session. We were talking and talking, and I just was not liking how the discussion was going because it was really focusing on my insecurities, on my triggers. And instead of saying, I'm not comfortable with this because I'm scared, I don't want to talk about this, or I need some time because things are happening here. And I talk a lot about trauma triggers. Things are happening inside, things are happening physically, and I don't know what's going on. Because at the time, I did not know what was going on, but I knew that I was being triggered. That I did know. And it got so bad, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And they both thought I was done with just the session. No, I was done with doing therapy. And when I announced that, a sadness went over the office. And it was that I was not seeing his perspective. I was stuck in my own way. You know, I'm going to say this as a woman and as a human. We are in relationships and we hurt each other, not even realizing that we hurt each other. And the problem is when the other person apologizes and tries to make it right, we stay stuck on that. Even if we don't verbally attack them with it, even if we don't say, well, you did this and you did that. For me, it was more so like, okay, I forgive you, but I don't trust you. And thankfully, it wasn't something like, you know, um, stepping out of the relationship, but it was still something that was very triggering for me. So we ended the session, and typically after the session, we talk on the phone. Like we'd leave and then we'd talk on the phone. We're going to two separate destinations. We weren't married, we weren't living together at the time. And we talk, even if the session was rough, we'd still check in with each other. And this time, I honestly, I don't remember if we checked in with each other. I don't think so. He looked defeated. He just looked like all the wind had gone out of his body. And it was a sadness. And like I said, I was so stuck in my way. I was just like, I can't. I was more focused on my internal struggles that I wasn't seeing, that I was destroying a relationship. So we go to my next one. Time went by. I missed him. But I didn't really, you know, I didn't really check up on him like that. It was more we were co-parenting. So of course we had a relationship because of our daughter, and it was fine. But I refused to budge. I refused to budge. I would not relent, or so I thought. Well, one day I was on my way to work. I was getting out of the car. At this job, I didn't have to go into work until like later in the morning. So there weren't a lot of people in the garage when I got out of my car. And there was a presence that was there. I didn't think of anything of it. I didn't see anyone around me. There could have been someone in the car or doing something, but it was like outside, like an outdoor garage. So I wasn't really too worried about it. But there was a presence there. And the presence communicated to me that I should call Felix, my husband, to restore the relationship. And I'm paraphrasing. I said no. Still being stubborn, still not really understanding what is going on. Now, I just said that there was no one with me. No one. There was no one there. And yet, I hear I should restore the relationship by contacting him. And I said no. I said no. I began to give my reason why I said no. And I felt a reprimand. It's like a door that closed. Kind of like, stop. I must have misunderstood what I felt, what I heard. And I heard it again, that I should call. And I said, no, and this is why. So at that point, I started really like understanding what the heck was going on. Like, okay, wait, I'm still having this conversation and there's no one here, physically here. Okay, so now I need to step back. Now I need to step back and understand that I'm not talking to myself. This is not my conscience. This is an entity that is talking to me. And it's of love to call my then significant other. And I was being, before I stopped, I was being a baby. I was being so resistant. I was refusing. I was having I call what I call is an adult tantrum. I was just refusing to call. So I said, fine, I will call. I went into work and I worked. When I got out, on my way out, well, on my way driving, doing some errands, before I went to go pick up our daughter, I picked up the phone and I called. All right, it's going on 11 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this and the last video should be coming up. Thanks.